Hey, I'm going out the night on the girl and everything. Where are you going to? I'm going to 3 nightclubs and everything. We're like, stay at home. He said, but you allowed me to go to them. I said, yeah, I don't feel like stay your ass at home. Stay. You stay. You don't know what good your partner has done. You're not that you're going to be doing it every time, but you have to have small control. Yes.
Right.
You have to sometimes, even though there's no reason for it, sit your ass back at home. Put Netflix. Let's watch a boring movie. So that's it.
So hello guys, what's up and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's me, your girl barrister Neze, and this is Nezeville. Sequel to our last video on Frank EDOHO, where we detailed his childhood, his background, his growing up, rise to fame, how he met his first wife Kat, how they began as friends and then ended up as lovers, how she got pregnant and eventually he had to marry her, how they had 3 children together, and 7 years down the line, how Frank vacated the marriage and divorced Katherine. All of those we detailed in the previous video, link of which I'm going to leave down in the description box. So to get the full grasp of today's video, I strongly recommend that you go back and watch that one first and then join us on this one. So if you're new here, you're seeing my face for the first time, or if you've been watching without subscribing, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Give this video a big thumbs up already. Drop your thoughts down in the comment section because today's video, oh my God, it is going to be hot, it is going to be spicy, and it is going to be fire. Drop your thoughts down in the comment section as we discuss, and stay glued for we have so much more coming your way. Without further ado, let us proceed. And so on that fateful day in 2010, Frank recounted that he packed up his things and left the marriage and then proceeded to file a divorce from his wife Katherine.
Lasted for 7 years. Yeah. 7 years, and in 2010 I left.
The very next year after he vacated the marriage, in the year 2011, Frank went public with a new woman. And so in the year 2013, the divorce came to a conclusion and became absolute. And so Frank proceeded to get married to that lady, a beautiful, dazzling lady called Sandra Onua. Frank and Sandra had their traditional marriage that year in 2013 when his divorce from Katherine got finalized, during which Sandra was already pregnant with their first child. It was Frank's fault. Remember that he had 3 children already with Katherine, his first wife, and it was Sandra's second. She was a single mother and already had 1 child from a previous relationship. Now, before we go into Frank and Sandra's marriage and everything that played out there, in our last video, we agreed that I was going to brief us on Katherine's side of the story and everything she had to say about the divorce. Now, you will recall that Frank revealed that he was cold-feeted from the onset. He didn't want that relationship to progress into a marriage, and he would have preferred if they remained friends, not husband and wife. He admitted that they both had their faults and flaws in the marriage, but the main issue was that the marriage was a mismatch that shouldn't have happened in the first place, and they did not look at each other very well before they made that decision and all of that.
Ours was a mismatch. That's why I chalk it up to, mismatch. I was young, and so when she got pregnant, I said, I met Basor, I said, hey, see, she's pregnant. I mean, I don't have to marry. So I had like the, cold feet. So, no, actually, come on, she was my friend, very good friend and everything. I think it was love too. Right. But I think we didn't look at each other very well before, we delved into it.
Now, Katherine, on the other hand, agreed with Frank to a certain extent, to the extent at which he said that they should have remained friends instead of getting married. She agreed. But she added some very interesting details. Some details that caused or brought about certain, should we call it, insinuations. In this interview that Katherine granted in 2013, she said, when she was asked, looking back at everything, do you wish you never got separated? She responded, no. I think Frank and I should not have gotten married in the first place. We should have just been friends because he was an awesome friend. While I was dating someone else and he had to go back to his country, Frank was there all through, and I had known him all the while he was in the University of Calabar, and then we started our career together. I think we shouldn't have pushed it to marriage and just stayed as friends. When she was asked what usually caused the fight, what was usually the cause of the fight, Katherine said, I think it's impatience, anger, and not knowing how to deal with issue in the now. So you react before you think. It goes like, huh? How dare you say this to me? I can't remember anyone in particular. It has been long now. I have moved on, and it's not a thing that can happen to me again. But I always say, no matter what, a man should not raise his hands on a woman. A woman should also not guard a man too much. It takes nothing from the man who walks away, because once he hits a woman, he starts to think that it is justifiable. Unfortunately, we are in a society where we have friends that would give you thumbs up for doing that. A man should be calmer and not react on the now. Now, despite Katherine did not expressly state that Frank was beating her up or hitting her, can you let us know what insinuations can be drawn from that interview? So people wondered why it was in the course of discussing her divorce from Frank that she remembered that she has to advise men not to beat their wives and not to react, not to be hot-tempered. Why now? Yes, we appreciate the advice, but why is it coming in this interview when you were asked about the cause of the fight in your marriage? So people were of the opinion that that was no coincidence, and Katherine was trying to pass a message. So a lot of people naturally assumed and concluded that Frank was physically abusive towards Katherine. And for some reason, I do not know why, I cannot actually place my finger on why, a lot of people assume or have the perception that Frank is a bad-tempered or short-fused man. So it wasn't too hard for many people to believe this narrative. Despite Frank has taken to several interviews to debunk these suggestions, saying that he stands up for women, he supports women. He is not a woman beater. Instead of hitting a woman, the way he uses, the method he employs to punish the woman is through silent treatment. That when it comes to malice keeping, he is the chaperone, the king. But raising his hands on the woman is not what he does or what he will do. Somehow, that identity, or should we call it that stigma, was already associated with him. So even when he goes off on his Twitter bants and fights, you would see his opponents using that as a tool to insult him, to fire back at him, calling him a woman beater, a wife beater, and all of that. He even disclosed that he almost got kicked out and lost his job as the host of the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire TV show because of that scandal of allegedly beating his wife. We may never know the truth, but hey, what are your thoughts? What are your perceptions? Let us get them all down in the comment section. So back to the story. When Frank left Katherine in 2010, 7 years after they got married in 2003, and then moved on with this beautiful, gorgeous, light-skinned lady called Sandra, Frank disclosed that his love for Sandra was love at first sight.
I know you're married to a very beautiful woman who's running her own business. Was it love at first sight this time?
Yes, it was.
Eh?
It was.
Okay.
It was love at first sight.
Sandra is a very talented interior designer. I mean, world-class international interior designer. And she was a single mother of one at the time when they met. Frank recounted that at the time when they began dating, Sandra would very often come over to his place and spend the night, spend some time. And so on this fateful day, in the deep of the night, the dead of the night, he began hearing some indistinct muttering and chattering. And then he stretched forth his hand to the bed to check for Sandra, and he did not find her there. And so he got up and began tracing the sound to check where it's coming from. And alas, there in his study, Sandra was on her knees, kabashing, praying, invoking the Holy Spirit. And guess what the prayers were about? She was praying for him, praying for his success. Oh, he was lost for words. And he told himself in his heart of hearts that this is a wife material, 1,000 yards. He decided that he was going to get married to Sandra, and then he got her pregnant. Now, Frank had already decided that he wanted to marry Sandra, so the pregnancy was not like the first case. This case, he was already determined that he wants to marry her, and then she got pregnant along the line. Two different scenarios. Sandra's mother was in support of their union, but there was a big challenge, a big barrier. Her father. Frank admitted in an interview that her father, Sandra's father, did not like him for his daughter, and he vehemently refused to give his blessings and his approval for them to get married. Frank said after all the trying to convince from the daughter, from his wife to no avail, he had to take the bulls by the horns, and he boarded a flight all the way to America to meet with his supposed incoming father-in-law. And the way he got to Houston, he called him on the phone and introduced himself to him, and told him that he wanted to see him. And they met. When he met Sandra's father had a job at hand. He was waiting for his assistants, for some workers to join him to get the job done. Frank said that he volunteered himself and joined his incoming father-in-law to execute the job. That, I believe, doused the atmosphere, and after the job was done, they went out to grab a bite. So while they had lunch, Frank looked his father-in-law in the eyes and told him, I quote, now, please be very clear. You know I do not do hearsays. You know I do not like rumors. Before I come on here to tell you stories, I watch countless and tons of interviews, and most times I get to hear these people say these things by themselves from the horse's mouth, but I might not be able to attach every single interview due to copyright reasons. So I quote Frank verbatim. He said that he looked his father-in-law in the eyes and told him, I am going to marry your daughter with or without you, but I prefer with you. Ladies, I'm sure some of you are getting turned in. Not all, no. My ladies love a confident guy. Let us get your reactions down in the comment section. I'm sure your heads are spinning like, oh my God, this kind of confidence turns me the hell in. So, Sandra and Frank eventually got married, and they had their first baby in April of 2014. And in 2016, they welcomed their second child in the US. Life seemed beautiful. Life was going on fine for the both of them. As for his relationship with the children that he had from Katherine, the first wife, at some point I think it got a bit strained because Katherine dragged Frank to welfare services, asking that he keeps up with the welfare of the children. But eventually I think they were able to resolve their differences, meet themselves halfway, and come to a middle ground. And so they managed to continue co-parenting together. After their divorce, Katherine will metamorphose and transition from broadcasting to acting. Because in 2011, she had her first role in a movie called Journey to Self. And shortly after, she bagged a feature as Uju in the very famous Lucky Wives series. She played roles in the movie The WEMA, earning her the Best Supporting Actress Award at the 2017 Best of Nollywood Awards. Frank admitted in an interview that Katherine had approached him during the course of their marriage and expressed her desire to be an actress, that she has the passion and the gift to act, but that he said never, that would never happen. He put his foot down and refused.
Housewives of
she's
Lagos.
brilliant.
Everybody loved her. And you know what?
Phenomenal.
I admit that I was wrong, because when she wanted to go into acting, before we separated, I said, what kind of rubbish? You are a great broadcaster and everything. But when she did it, so we watched the show with my second wife. We sat down and watched the show, and I was, oh, okay. She's a great, I said, wow, I was wrong.
I guess the divorce also served as an avenue for Katherine to pursue her true passion and potential. And presently, she is not doing bad at all as an entertainer. Frank, on the other hand, was not doing badly as well. He would take to social media to heap praises and accolades on his new wife. And you would find people in the comments section almost demonizing his first wife with the whole, oh, a man deserves peace. He has found peace. He deserves to be in the arms of a woman who would give him peace. I mean, take a look at this comment, for example. There are tons of them, but let us just take a look at this particular one that said, Frank EDOHO, you are a great man. Your first wife didn't deserve you. Your level of intelligence is top-notch. And this other person, Ayola Farinde, said, thank God for Sandra, the CEO of Vivabella Designs. Since he remarried, see how enriched his life is. I'm not referring to money, by the way. He that find a good wife finds a good thing. I'm glad he found peace and freedom now. Such a lovely family. So, how did we get to where we are today? A few weeks ago, Frank EDOHO took to a podcast to reveal that his marriage with Sandra, this second marriage, has once again crashed and they are now divorced.
For my second marriage, which I put a lot into, and we put a lot into each other and everything. And everybody would say the common denominator is you. That means you are the problem.
Sounding all defeated and deflated, he said that he gave the best of himself to this second marriage.
I asked myself, why do I hurt so much? Oh, I love them so much. I poured everything into them. Now, I'm not saying that, I'm a saint.
Right.
But especially if I think that the thing that happened wasn't supposed to happen because it was their fault, not mine.
He admitted that maybe he is not good at marriages.
Maybe I'm not good at marriage. Maybe I'm not good at marriage. I must confess.
Surprisingly, and not surprisingly, he further disclosed that he has found his soulmate. And online in-laws were like, Uncle Frank, how many souls have it you? Are you a renter ghost? How many souls do you have? How many mates will this soul have, for goodness sake? It's all right.
See, let me tell you, when you find the love of your life, you will know. Nobody could tell you.
I don't mean to be shady, Uncle Frank, but you had two,
soulmates
in your lifetime.
No, not soulmates.
Also, love of your life is different from your soulmate.
Yeah. Love of your life is different. You see, love of your life. That means anytime you think about love, you think about that person. Soulmate is, you are saying something like, you know what would be nice? What I'm craving now is afang soup. And if I wanted to mix it, then your soulmate said, you mix it with stew, right? And I realized that because actually, I think after 2 failed, I now chanced upon somebody who looked like soulmate. The person is like my soulmate.
I'm going to bring this video to an end here, and in our next video we will wrap up with very, very interesting and soul-searching nuggets that would help all of us in our relationships, companionships, and marriages. Stay glued and stick around for that. So guys, yes, we have come to the end of today's video. If you're new here, you're seeing my face for the first time, or if you've been watching without subscribing, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, give this video a big thumbs up, drop all your comments down in the comment section, and stay glued, for we have so much more coming your way. It's me, your girl Barrister Neze, and this is Nezeville. I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye.